Hello everyone, my name is Angie and welcome back to my channel, Angie Rose Nomad. Today I have my August TBR for you guys. So I'm actually filming this video on Saturday, July 27th, and I'm on track to hit roughly 10 to 11 books this month. So I figured that would be a great place to set my goal for August. Now I know I already have 2 books that I want to read, which is the Reese Witherspoon Hello Sunshine Book Club pick, what are words, and the Jenna Bush Hager Book Club pick. I didn't get to Reese's this month, so maybe I can catch up or choose her new one. So those 2 were already set in stone, but what I did was I went to my Facebook book club and said, here's my stack, you guys pick some, and they came through for me. So I'm going to show you guys what we decided to be my August TBR. So the first thing that I plan on reading is called Caught Red-Handed. This is by Ellie Alexander, and it is the 4th book in the Bake Shop mystery series. We're following the story of Jules Capshaw, who has returned home to her home of Ashland, Oregon, to help her mom in her bakery. She recently got out of a bad marriage and just needed a fresh start and wanted to come home. But while there, murder ensues in each book, and she has to figure out the whodunit. Now in this one, it focuses on Mindy Nolan, who is the owner of the new restaurant in town. I don't believe Mindy has been in any of the previous books, but I really can't remember. But Mindy is murdered and Jules finds herself looking further into the case. However, Mindy was not a popular woman, so she may have more on her hands than she thinks. The next book that I picked was The Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. And I really don't want to know too much about this book. I know when I first purchased it many years ago, it was very, very hyped up, and I kept pushing it back because it was so hyped. So I think the less I know about it, opening it, the better. Yeah, I know it was really popular, and that's all I remember at this point. And on the inside, it says, this is a fantasy epic set in a neo-feudal future. So gonna dive into that one. The book I have here is called My Not So Perfect Life by Sophie Kinsella, and I feel like this book is #relatable. So we're following the story of Katie Brenner, and everywhere she looks in London, people are living the life that she wants to live herself. Everyone is more successful than her. And I feel like this is something that we are always doing as society. We're always comparing ourselves to others. And if they have something that we don't and we think we should, we kind of beat ourselves up a little bit. So Kate is kind of making up her Instagram stories to make her life sound a little bit more glamorous than it is. And she keeps on the daily grind, basically, until one day she's fired. So she has to return home to the town of Somerset, where she is helping her family set up a vacation business when Kate's old boss turns up, and our story goes from there. This sounds really, really good, and I think I've only read 1 book by Sophie Kinsella, so I figured it's time to get into another book. Next up, I have a book that I was meaning to get to in March, but I just ran out of time, and that is called It's Always the Husband. This is by Michelle Campbell, and I'm just going to go ahead and read the back blurb really quickly. It says, Kate, Aubrey, and Jenny first met as college roommates and soon became inseparable, despite being as different as 3 women can be. Kate was beautiful, wild, wealthy, and damaged. Aubrey, on financial aid, came from a broken home and wanted more than anything to distance herself from her past. And Jenny was a striver, brilliant, ambitious, and determined to succeed. As an unlikely friendship formed, the 3 of them swore they would always be there for each other. But 20 years later, one of them is standing at the edge of a bridge, and someone is urging her to jump. How did it come to this? Kate married the gorgeous party boy, Aubrey married up, and Jenny married the boy next door. But how can these women love and hate each other? Can feelings this strong lead to murder? When one of them dies under mysterious circumstances, will everyone assume, as is often the case, that it's always the husband? The next book I have is called Wicked Saints. This is by Emily A. Duncan, and this is a fantasy. It says a girl, a prince, and a monster. The paths of these three characters become entwined during a centuries-long war filled with sinners, saints, magic and mystery, and a star-crossed romance that threatens to tip the scales between dark and light forever. Ooh, let's see what it looks like underneath, because this did come in my Book of the Month box, and they're usually different. They always have this little, I don't know, stick logo on their books underneath the dust jacket. I had a bunch of credits that I had to use up, and at the time I got this, everyone was talking about it, and I also picked up, what did I pick up? The Bride Test, and I adored the Bride Test because I adored the Kiss Quotient, and I needed it to make sure that, you know, Helen was not a one-off author for me, and she is definitely not. Definitely not at all. I still think that I would rate the Kiss Quotient just a little bit higher than the Bride Test, but that was pretty good, pretty good. The last two books I have are advanced reader copies that I need to get reviews up of, and they will definitely be on the TBR this month. They will probably be the first thing that I read, and the first one is called Montauk. This is already out, came out in June, and it is by Nicola Harrison. So we're following the story of, I don't even remember her name, Beatrice Bardot, who has recently gone to Montauk for the first time to vacation for the summer. This is 1938, so women are pretty much, you know, kind of placed on the back burner while their husbands work and expected to socialize and things like that. But Beatrice actually went to college and kind of imagined more for her life. And she's not really having the socializing aspect of, you know, vacationing on Montauk for the season, as they would say. So she meets up with the locals, and eventually a romance sparks between her and one of the locals. And yeah, I'm really excited to getting into this one. I have already started it. I just need to pick it up. I have been wrapped up in a couple of books lately, and this one has unfortunately been pushed further and further down the list. And then the last book that I'm going to read in the month of August is called The Beekeeper of Aleppo. This is by Christy Lefetieri, and the back of this cover just sounds like a movie. So it says, "In the midst of war, he found love. In the midst of darkness, he found courage. In the midst of tragedy, he found hope." Doesn't that sound like a movie trailer? Nuri is a beekeeper, his wife Afra an artist. They live a simple life, rich in family and friends, in the beautiful Syrian city of Aleppo, until the unthinkable happens. When all they care for is destroyed by war, they are forced to escape. But what Afra has seen is so terrible she has gone blind, and so she and Nuri must embark on a perilous trek through Turkey and Greece toward an uncertain future in Britain. As they travel through a broken world, Nuri and Afra must confront and not only the pain of their own unspeakable loss, but dangers that would overwhelm the bravest souls. Above all, they must journey to find each other again. Moving, powerful, and beautifully written, The Beekeeper of Aleppo brings home the idea that the most ordinary of lives can be completely upended in unimaginable ways. And then I also have one honorable mention, the book I'm going to try and get to that I currently have on loan on my Hoopla app, and that is, don't remember. Damn. Oh, I wish I could remember what book that was. Okay, now it's time to do the obligatory book stack. I hate it when I don't talk about my books in order, so then I have to sit there and put them, you know, in size order so they don't, like, get all tipsy. Okay, so here we have it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the 2 book club picks, as well as the book I forgot about. So there we have it. Those are the books that I will be reading in August. Let me know if you have your August TBR set. And if you make videos like I do, please link it in the comments down below so I can go check it out. I would love to see what you are reading. So as always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to become part of the tribe if you have not already. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.